I've been struggling with binge eating for like 2 weeks now, and it basically started since I stopped dieting and since I started eating again. And that is kind of like one of the bigger concerns when it comes to like these extremely restrictive diets, because while you're locked in and while you're actively dieting and while you have a very for you important reason why you are dieting, it's not going to be that bad. You are going towards a goal, you are moving towards this goal that you have set for yourself, and you are going to be able to diet. And you are going to be able to kind of avoid eating the shit that you shouldn't be eating. But then, once the diet is over, and once you go back into eating normal food, and once you go back into like living the way that you normally do, it is going to become a problem. Because all of a sudden, you don't really have this reason that would restrict you from eating. And even though you should still be disciplined, and even though you should still eat a specific amount of food, like introducing more food into your system is actually just going to make you hungrier, as counterintuitive as that is. So yeah, basically for like the last 2 weeks, I've been like fucking off the rails, and I need to finally fix it, and I need to start locking in again. And I'm still going to be eating in a mild surplus, but I need to stop fucking binging every single night, because like the last couple of nights have been absolute insanity. I started off by like consuming all the fucking healthy food that I had in the apartment, so I would like fucking drill through like 9, 10 granola bars, which is like 2000 calories. And that's like fucking insane. It's just like you would eat anything, literally. And today I once again lied to myself, said that I'm going to stack up on some snacks that I could eat slowly as time goes by. And of course, that is not something that happens. So I bought like a bunch of ice cream, like a bunch of candy. And I'm like, I'm gonna eat a little bit today, and I'm gonna be eating them for basically the next 2 weeks afterwards. I ate like fucking 20 ice creams in the time frame of like an hour and a half. And that's like 3000 calories just in ice cream, like purely ice cream. So yeah, it is not good. And it is a eating disorder, and this is a eating disorder that a lot of people struggle with, especially in fitness and bodybuilding, because you have to go through these like very restricted periods of time where you're basically starving yourself to death. And then once you are not starving yourself to death, obviously your body is going to try to consume as much food as possible, as it's basically going to think that, well, finally I got access to some food, so I might as well fucking consume everything that I have, because I've been on survival mode for like fucking the last 3 months or so. So yeah, it is not a good thing, and it is actually something that is quite problematic, because also like if you don't look at it purely from a fitness standpoint and purely from the fact that I've probably gained a few pounds during the last 2 weeks, which is not ideal, and I should fucking stop doing that. It's also just like a general health thing and also a general convenience thing, because you are going to either be hungry at the beginning of the day, which sucks, or you are going to feel like absolute dog shit, as I feel now, because I fucking slammed all the food that I had in the apartment into myself in like 2 hours. And that is just going to lead you feeling like shit, not really wanting to do anything, feeling lack of motivation, having brain fog, and it's just overall not going to be a good experience. And then on top of it, just for the general health aspect of it, it's also not going to be a good thing. It's actually going to be probably worse than you just eating normally for like extended periods of time. So like this thing that I'm doing, where I'm going down in calories significantly and then going up significantly, is much more harmful than if I would have just basically ate normal amounts of food ongoingly and just not really do anything. So like overall fitness is actually not a necessarily helpful thing. It's actually quite toxic and quite restrictive. And it might seem like people are being healthy, they're losing weight, they're dieting, but it is only healthy if you do it to a reasonable extent. When you start really starving yourself, and then afterwards when you start binge eating, that's like the opposite of health. So when you think of fitness, you kind of think of it being like this good, healthy thing that people do, but fuck no, it's not. It's actually quite bad most of the time. And the stuff that you need to do, the way that you need to train while starving, then the way that you're slamming food, the eating disorders that you develop, it's not good. It actually takes a lot of mental fortitude, and it actually takes a lot of ability to manage yourself. Because if you're not going to have this ability to manage yourself in this type of a sport, like you're not going to do well. I've seen so many guys online, on TikTok and on Instagram, basically just kind of being stuck in this perpetual cycle of binge eating and then starving themselves and then binge eating again. And I'm slowly getting there as well, I feel like. So that's something that I need to actively start snapping out of, because I would always like watch these videos of these guys do this, and I would subconsciously judge them. I'm like, oh, I'm better than that. I'm much better at controlling myself. And then I do this, so am I really that much better than they are? I'm actually exactly the same. I'm doing exactly the same thing that they're doing. It's just hopefully I'm going to have the mental fortitude to not do it for as long, and hopefully I'm going to be able to like navigate myself into some kind of a reasonable diet once again. But I mean, I will. It's just I will need to man up, and I will need to shut the fuck up, and I will need to do the thing that is needed, basically. But yeah, no, it is an interesting experience. So the beginning of me once again eating food has been a little bit rocky. Hopefully the next couple of months are going to be easier, because I am going to have to keep on eating reasonable amounts of food, more food than I did, but still not too much, because once again, next year when I start cutting, I don't want to start once again from the like fucking 200 pounds that I started from this year. So like I still want to be a little bit lighter than I was previously. So yeah, okay, well basically that is the video for today. That is the thing that I wanted to talk about. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.